The modern world we live in today is the result of thousands of years of human development. Throughout this journey, great figures, powerful nations, and mighty empires have significantly contributed to shaping world history. In today's video, let's explore one of the world's earliest empires, the mighty Persian Empire. The term Persian Empire can refer to any monarchy in the history of Persia, the predecessor of today's Iran. Among them, the most prominent is the Achaemenid Empire, an ancient empire founded by the great emperor Cyrus the Great in Western Asia in 550 BC. At the time, it was considered the largest empire in history, spanning a total of 5.5 million square kilometers from the Balkans to Egypt. His notable achievement was ending the powerful Babylonian Empire. Although Neo-Babylon was already on the verge of decline, Babylon was still regarded as one of the symbols of invincible strength. This changed only when Cyrus the Great led the Persian army to capture Babylon without shedding a drop of blood, thanks to the easy surrender of the enemy forces. After capturing Babylon, King Cyrus freed the Jewish slaves, allowing them to return to their homeland and rebuild the temples that had previously been destroyed. For this reason, the Jewish people viewed him as a messenger sent by God to free them from the chains of slavery. Cyrus the Great is frequently mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as a figure greatly revered by the Jewish people. His reign ended around 530 BC when he died in a military campaign in Central Asia. He was succeeded by his eldest son, Cambyses II. Though they lost their great king who had laid the foundation for the mighty Persian Empire, the empire did not weaken. Around 525 BC, Cambyses, with the powerful navy he had built, launched an invasion of Egypt and emerged victorious. From then on, subsequent Persian kings also took on the title of Pharaoh of Egypt. After Egypt's conquest, both the Libyans and the Greeks submitted to Cambyses and the Persian forces. During his reign, Cambyses focused on expanding the empire into Africa by conquering the kingdom of Meroe and taking control of strategic locations on western oases. However, he is thought to have failed in campaigns against the Siwa Oasis in Ethiopia. After Cambyses' death in 522 BC, some royal turmoil occurred, and the Persian Empire welcomed a new king, Darius I, also known as Darius the Great. He was a significant king in Persian history, with ambitions and talents that rivaled those of his predecessors. After a long period of preparation, Darius the Great launched a major conquest campaign in 513 aimed at the Balkan region. His army captured Thrace, coastal city-states, and defeated the powerful Taionian tribe to complete the conquest of the vast Balkan region. The Persian invasion indirectly paved the way for the rise of Macedonia, and Persia shared certain interests with the Macedonians in the Balkans. From this point onward, the Persian Empire and Macedonia were nearly allied. They fought together in battles against Athens and Sparta around 500 BC. The Persian Empire reached its peak when the lands under Persian rule or vassalage extended from the Balkans and ancient Egypt in the west to the Indus Valley in the east. The Persian Empire was the first to connect numerous regions around the world, including the Middle East, North Africa, Central Asia, India, Europe, and the Mediterranean region. At this time, the majority of the population of major civilizations was concentrated in the Middle East or near the Middle East. The fact that the Persian Empire dominated most of the Middle East meant that they ruled a greater proportion of the world's population than any other empire in history. Specifically, in 480 BC, this empire had a population of approximately 49.4 million people, accounting for 44% of the world's total population at that time. The Greco-Persian Wars were one of the crucial phases in Persian history. The Ionian Revolt in 499 BC is regarded as the first major conflict between Greece and the Achaemenid Empire. Recognizing that the political situation in Greece continued to pose a threat to his empire's stability, Darius the Great decided to embark on the conquest of the entirety of Greece. The first campaign of the invasion aimed to bring the territories of the Balkan Peninsula back under Persian control, which included making Macedonia a Persian colony. This war continued into the reign of Darius' son, King Xerxes I. Although the Persian army won several significant battles, including the legendary Battle of Thermopylae against the Spartans, the backdrop for the famous movie titled 300, released in 2006 by 480 BC, The Greeks had secured a decisive victory over the Persian fleet in the Battle of Salamis, forcing Xerxes to withdraw. The final defeat of the Persians at Mycale encouraged the Greek cities in Asia to revolt, while Persia also lost all its European territories, with Macedonia once again gaining independence. After Xerxes failed to subjugate Greece, the Achaemenid Empire entered a period of chaos and gradual decline. The failure in war exhausted the national treasury, and the people were left in poverty. Persia subsequently lost many territories after further defeats on the battlefield, including the loss of control over Egypt during the reign of Darius II. More than 100 years later, the end of the Persian Empire arrived with the appearance of Alexander the Great, king of Macedonia. In 334 BC, Alexander the Great set out to conquer Asia, following the path of empire expansion initiated by Cyrus the Great. In 332 BC, after King Darius III of Persia had once again conquered Egypt, Alexander and his elite army invaded Asia Minor. Greek soldiers, unified under Alexander's leadership, defeated the Persian army in multiple consecutive battles, including the Battle of Granicus, followed by Issus, and ultimately at Gaugamela. Alexander visited the tomb of Cyrus the Great, whom he greatly admired. From there, Alexander and his army advanced to the Persian capital, Ecbatana, and defeated King Darius III, thus officially ending the Achaemenid Empire. The Persian Empire is remembered not only for its vast expansion, but also for its immense military power and highly developed culture. The Persians organized their army in a highly scientific and modern way. In the ancient Persian military, there was an elite force equipped with weapons and possessing enduring and formidable fighting skills, known as the Immortals. The best soldiers would join the core unit called the Atabara, tasked with protecting the king. Soldiers who fell in battle within the Immortal army would immediately be replaced to maintain full combat strength for the empire's wars. In addition to ground forces, the Persian navy was a powerful tool for Persian expansion across the world. The Persian Empire was the first empire to establish and deploy a naval force. The first Persian warships were built at 40 meters long, 6 meters wide, and could carry up to 300 soldiers. It didn't take long for them to build a powerful fleet extending from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to these fleets, Persia's reach extended much further. The achievements of the Persian Empire in construction and culture are also noteworthy. From its early days, Cyrus the Great founded the empire as a multinational state governed from 4 capital cities: Pasargadae, Babylon, Susa, and Ecbatana. They were pioneers in creating a road network, a postal system, and a unified administrative language, Aramaic. The Persian Daric coin is regarded as the first gold coin in the world, and alongside the silver Siglos coin became the bimetallic currency standard of the Achaemenid Empire, lasting for many years. Trade expanded and benefited from an efficient infrastructure that facilitated the exchange of goods across the empire's distant regions. King Darius the Great strengthened the empire by implementing an economic revolution, introducing a tax system, and establishing a universal legal system that would later become the foundation of Iran's law. In terms of architecture and art, Persian architectural influence can be seen across regions under the Achaemenid Empire, from the Mediterranean coast to India. The most prominent architectural achievement of this period is the Grand Palace of Persepolis. The remnants of this palace still exist today and remain a significant tourist attraction in Iran. Regarding religion, the Persians worshipped Zoroastrianism, an ancient religion that had a profound influence on the formation of other religions, particularly Judaism and subsequently Islam. Today, as one of the first great empires of the world, the Persian Empire reached its zenith. The legacy left by the Persians, from state building, territorial expansion, culture, society, technology, to religion, became the foundation for many ideologies of later nations and civilizations. Like all empires, it eventually fell, but the Persian Empire will forever live on in the pages of world history